Welcome back, trainers. So we're going to be discussing Mewtwo's new moves once again. That last video I did with them were kind of mixed in with that new Pokemon that's being released. I don't know what's really going on with that, but let's talk about Mewtwo for now. So Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, and Flamethrower. How good are they? Do you want to power one up and have one in your party ready to use? Well, yes, you are. How are you going to want all of them? Not necessarily, but you're definitely going to want Ice Beam and Thunderbolt, because Ice Beam, well, is great on Mewtwo. And guess what? It is now the best offensive ice attacker currently in the game. That's right, better than everything else. Now, the next question is going to be, well, is it going to be better than Mamoswine? Well, we're going to take a look at that. So this is the guy who put the article together. Much appreciated to GoHub and UFit City. Appreciate all the work you do. Now, we're going to look at some of these gym battles. Don't expect something super spectacular. I couldn't find the highest CP around, and this is more of a entertainment value while we talk about the stats. Now, I will be going up against a 3000 CP Dragonite, which is actually a good test. I'm going to use the Ice Beam Mewtwo so you can take a look and see how much damage that does. All right, so let's jump into this and talk about how good are Mewtwo's new moves really here. Okay, so here we are at the GoHub's article. I will definitely be leaving a link in the description so you can go check that out and show them some love. Now, they're going to go on to do some comparisons here. First up is going to be, like I said, I'll leave a link so you can read all this. It's quite a bit. I'm just going to break it down very simple here for you. So first test is going to be Mewtwo and Jinx against a Rayquaza, which is very nice because, well, it's a good test against the raid boss there. So we have Jinx and then Mewtwo. Now, if you're confused about all of this stuff here, we're just going to look at the overall down at the bottom, okay? So as you can see, Mewtwo is performing better than Jinx. And I personally have seen some tests on Twitter where some people from Japan had a Salamence. It looked like they kept feeding it berries so it would always have the same CP and they could continuously do a test. There was simultaneously about 6 or so screens side by side with different Pokemon, all ice offensive attackers, including Jinx, and Mewtwo beat all of them, taking down Salamence the fastest. So, as the best ice offensive attacker in the game currently, you're looking at Mewtwo. Now, if you're wondering, well, Mamoswine's coming in, what about that? We will take a look at that, do a little investigating to see what we can find, okay? But we can't really put too much in stone for that because we don't know exactly what moves he's going to learn. Or it's going to learn, or she's going to learn, right? Okay, so let's move on to the Registeel. And they're going to be using Moltres, Entei, and then Mewtwo, of course. So we have Fire Spin, Overheat for both Entei and Moltres, Psycho Cut, and Flamethrower for Mewtwo. All right, so let's see what the results are. Now, the Flamethrower one, like we've said before, is going to be the least valuable one out of the 3 moves. But that's still okay because it's still not bad technically. So as you can see, going up against a Registeel here, Moltres is definitely coming in number 1 with Fire Spin and Overheat, right? And then you have Entei coming in second, and then Mewtwo kind of, you know, towards the end there, but it's still not horrible compared to, I don't know, Charizard. It's probably going to be doing more there. So third best offensive fire attacker currently. But we have Gen 4 coming around the corner with amazing Pokemon to conquer the charts at the top. So keep that in mind as well. But nonetheless, this Mewtwo with Flamethrower, Ice Beam, they're crazy. They're out of control. So let's move on to the next one here. Right, next up we have Kyogre. We're going to be going up against that with Raikou Zapdos and Mewtwo. The Kyogre is going to be a beast. So we all know that if it has a Blizzard, Zapdos is going down. I mean, Raikou is pretty much the only safe counter. Mewtwo now as well, because there's nothing that's going to be super effective against it. All right, so let's see. The Raikou does have Thunder Shock and Wild Charge. The Zapdos has Thunder Shock and Thunderbolt, and the Mewtwo has Psycho Cut and Thunderbolt. All right, so let's see the results here. Very exciting. Kyogre is a monster, and Raikou is always going to be on top. I don't know how long, but it's going to hold that title for some time now. And it is number 1. Zapdos is coming in not second. Do you see that? Mewtwo is. It's outperforming Zapdos as an electric offensive. Zapdos, the instinct mascot, is being outpaced by Mewtwo. I mean, it's all good. Zapdos is great. Don't feel like you didn't invest wisely or something. But Mewtwo is a monster, guys. You know, 300 attack, Psycho Cut to charge that Thunderbolt up extremely quick. Although personally, you know, I like to use Confusion, and that's what I do still, nonetheless. But wow, I'm surprised to see that Mewtwo is actually outpaced Zapdos. That's crazy, right? And if you're a little bit confused on those abbreviations, let's go over those really quick. So ATK is Pokemon Attack Stat, MD Move Damage, STAB Same Type Attack Bonus, and SE Super Effective. So there you go. That was a little bit confusing for you. Now let's go over a bit of his notes here. With Ice Beam, Mewtwo is the best ice attacker in the game right now and will likely stay until Mamoswine becomes available. Bingo. Very good. I'm glad he put that in there, and we're going to go over that as well. With Thunderbolt, Mewtwo is the second best electric type attacker, aligned with Zapdos, but with less weaknesses. That's absolutely correct. So yeah, I mean, if you're going up against a Kyogre, Blizzard, right? So annoying, super difficult. Takes out so many of your Pokemon, very strong, right? Now with Mewtwo, you're going to be great. Although Raikou is still going to be good going up against Kyogre because, well, no super effective damage. Now we're going to go ahead and head over to Pokemon Go's database of all Pokemon, including the Gen 4s, to see if Mamoswine, in fact, is going to possibly outperform Mewtwo. So, shall we go take a look? We are, once again, go hub. Yeah, let's do this. So we have Mamoswine here. Then we're going to be taking a look at some of the Gen 4 Legendaries to see how viable these Mewtwo's are going to be going up against them. Alright, so am I personally going to power one up, guys? Well, let's say if this video reaches 800 likes, I'll power one up and I'm going to make it an offensive ice attacker. Okay, so that's 800 likes. Let's get it. Probably going to do it anyways one day, but alright, let's go. So Mewtwo has what? 300 attack? Mamoswine has 247. So right there, I'm going to tell you this. Mewtwo's still going to hold that #1 spot for offensive ice attacker. Yes, the stamina is lower and the defense as well, so it's not lasting as long in battle, but nonetheless, it's just Mewtwo. It's gonna, I mean, even if this receives Ice Shard, Powdered Snow, and Avalanche, which is very possible, it's still not gonna outperform Mewtwo as an offensive ice attacker, guys. That's just crazy, right? So there's your answer. It's not 100%, but I'm going off of my instinct here because I'm looking at that 247 attack. It's a great Pokemon, right? So don't think, oh, well, Mamoswine's out the window. Absolutely not. You're definitely going to want to power one of these up, maybe 2 or even 3, maybe a full team of them if you're balling like that. Because, I mean, look at the CP, 3,289. That's 100% IV. And then defense 157 and stamina 220. It's not bad. And they don't have moves in here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's too early for that. So there you have it for Mamoswine. So let's go ahead and check out some of the Legendaries, see what they're weak against, to see how these Mewtwo's can stack up against them, shall we? First up, we have the Beast Palkia, which I have my money on. That's going to be outperforming Kyogre. I wouldn't say necessarily outperforming it, either right behind it or right above it, depending on what its moves are. Nonetheless, it's still going to be amazing because this is a water and dragon type. So it's going to be crazy. Now that CP is going to get nerfed, you can guarantee that. So keep that in mind. And when the CP is nerfed, everything else is going to be going down as well. So that doesn't make it lesser than Kyogre. We're just going to have to wait and see what Niantic does with that. But let's go and see what we came here for, and that is going to be weaknesses. Weak to Dragon and Fairy, resisting Fire, Water, and Steel. So none of the Mewtwo's with the movesets currently that were just given to them are going to be doing super effective damage, making them not useful to go up against Palkia. You're going to want your Dragons and Fairies. So you're looking at Gardevoir, Rayquaza, Dragonite, Salamence, stuff like that. Hopefully we can see an introduction of some new quick fairy moves in Gen 4, because I have no idea what Niantic did. They should have implemented a quick fairy move, but I think they didn't do that on purpose, just to extend the anticipation of a full offensive fairy attacker. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one, right? Palkia, guys. Wow, I received a lot of heat for saying that it was going to be better than Kyogre. But I still stand by that. Even though Kyogre is a solid option and it probably just may still outperform it. in the future. So we have Dialga here with Steel and Dragon type. Very nice. Very cool Pokemon. I personally went for this one. My friend went for Palkia, and guess what? He kicked my butt every single time with Palkia. I regretted picking this so much. And I always got so annoyed when we played because he always used that Palkia. Ugh. Mikey, if you're watching, you know what I'm talking about, bud. All right. Week 2, fighting and ground. So Mewtwo's are not going to be useful against this one either. You're going to want Groudon, Machamps, Kyogre. Wait, Kyogre. You're going to want Groudon, Machamps, Hariyama, Breloom, and yeah, that's pretty much it. What else do you have for ground offensively? Rhydon. But with Gen 4 coming, you will possibly have Rhyperior with amazing ground moves. But my money's on nice offensive rock moves. Rock Wrecker, that is going to be amazing on Rhyperior. So I want it to receive those kind of moves. As far as a offensive ground attacker, I don't want it really to be that. I mean, it's going to have good ground moves, but your best bet is going to be Groudon all the way. And then the fighting types, we all know what those are. So resisting, see, here we go with the steel, guys. The steel mixed with that dragon. Resisting grass, poison, bug, electric, flying, normal, psychic, rock, steel, and water. Woof! Yeah, see, I mean, it's good, I mean, in that aspect, but as far as the attack is also great. I mean, look at that. It's also going to get nerfed, so expect that as well, because it's over 4,000 CP, and every time a Pokemon is over that CP limit there, it's going to get brung down, and also its stats along with it, unfortunately. So we have those two. We're not going to go with Azelf, because if you are going up against these, well, let's just take a look. So all of these little trio guys, there's 3 of them. Kind of like, I keep calling them the Mew knockoffs. They're cool. I'm not trying to, if you're a fan of them, sorry about that. So they're psychic type. So basically for this one, you can use your Shadow Ball Mewtwo, your Legacy Shadow Ball Mewtwo. Sounds nice. So let's go ahead and move over here. We're going to look at Heatran. Although there's really no point for me to look at this because it is Fire and Steel, and right off the bat we know there is nothing that is going to be super effective against it that Mewtwo has currently. So it's going to be 4 times weak to ground, and then fighting and the water type. Resisting bug, fairy, grass, ice, poison, steel, dragon, flying, normal, psychic. And just to let you know, Heatran is going to be crazy strong. Can't wait for this one. Personally used it in the main series games. Love the way it looks. Has like that I don't know if a lot of you would know this, but old school Gremlin style like helmet on its forehead. Alright, and then Regigigas, which we don't need to get into that normal thing. You can use your Focus Blast. Technically, you can use your Focus Blast Mewtwo, right? There you go. It's not going to be any of the new moves, but hey, weak to fighting, right? So there you go. But you're definitely going to want to go up against this with your Rhyperiors, with ground moves, if they are released, which they should be. That'd be weird. And then your Groudon. Oh, there you have it, trainers. If you're still a little confused, let me be perfectly clear. Flamethrower Mewtwo is okay, but it's not something that you're going to want to actually use. You're going to be better off with Moltres or Entei. I mean, you could, technically. I mean, yeah, if you needed fire types, say they came out with a Caesar raid, highly doubt that, but, you know, Mewtwo with Flamethrower is okay. But here is where you want to invest. You want the Thunderbolt one, which is going to be outperforming Zapdos. Let that sink in. It's going to be outperforming Zapdos. A Thunderbolt Mewtwo. It's got massive attack, you know. And now we didn't go over Electivire, but that as well has the potential to do almost as good as Mewtwo, right behind, right before it. You know, we'll have to see. But final thought is going to be Ice Beam Mewtwo is completely worth your investment. So like I said, it's not like if you power an Ice Beam 1 up, you're stuck with that forever. You can fluctuate between Psychic, Focus Blast, Flamethrower, or Thunderbolt, right? Until it comes out with this new move. Another one, say Side Strike one day, which I do believe they will. Same with Kyogre and Groudon. They still need their signature moves. Actually, I haven't heard anybody talk about this. Also, Rayquaza, however you like to say it, needs its signature move as well. So that's going to be pretty crazy, folks, when it does get it, because it's going to make it an extremely strong Pokemon. And the anticipation for the shiny Rayquaza is so there. Like, I want it. Where is it? We got Kyogre. That was so random. Where's Groudon shiny? Where's Rayquaza? Where are they at? But nonetheless, when that does come out, Rayquaza, Ice Beam, Mewtwo, killer. Confusion or Psycho Cut. You know, Psycho Cut's going to be charging up that Ice Beam quicker, but Confusion, you know, it's just doing so much damage. Anyways, with that said, trainers, hope you enjoyed that. So yes, I will max out this Mewtwo, not specifically, but as soon as I find a decent IV one, you know, I've found some good ones, 93, 92, but, you know, we still have a while for Mewtwo to be in raids, so there's no point. I might as well wait almost up to the very bitter end so I can take advantage of the best IV one that I found, because I see people finding hundreds, and I'm like, where's mine, man? I'm up to 46. Here, let me show you my Pokedex. I'm sure you'd like to see that, right? I haven't been going crazy on the Mewtwo's, to be honest with you. So there you go. 2 have ran on me, and that's it. Have 1 lucky and seen 48. So not bad. Considering the 2 that ran on me, I was kind of just lollygagging it. Like, You know, you've seen the last one where it had, it was a great throw, right? I should have made it excellent on my last throw. So anyways, there you have it, trainers. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be catching you all next time. Mewtwo power. Let's go.